Hello everybody, how are you all doing? Welcome back to Man City Unplugged, your very own Man City fan channel. Some big transfer news coming today. It has done the rounds during the January transfer window, but it didn't materialize into anything. And this sort of a transfer, and even we thought at that time that this sort of a transfer would be almost impossible in the January transfer window, but now it is returned. City's interest in the in the Milan Star, I should say, in this player, in this Milan player, who that sporting director of Milan, Maldini, had said that he is untouchable. He has said that this player will not be sold unless the circumstances are just impossible to resist it. That's what the director of football at Milan has told. And the player in question here is Rafael Leao. And the clubs interested in him are Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich. Okay, well, Bayern Munich might not be as much interested with Sadio Mane, but Real Madrid, reports are coming that Real Madrid are ready to offer about 100 million euros, that is around 80 million pounds, 85 million pounds to Rafael Leao. But then the here is the twist. Real Madrid are linked with Raheem Sterling as well, because Raheem Sterling, I mean, news has been coming, especially at the starting of this week, that I mean, we know that either Gabriel Jesus or Raheem Sterling will leave, and before this transfer window has opened, there has been news about Gabriel Jesus and 55 million roundabout the price being said, and Arsenal especially not happy to pay that price. They wanted a lesser price. Now those rumors have died down. There's absolutely nothing regarding Gabriel Jesus, but the rumors around Raheem Sterling have really intensified. I think Sterling's deal ends next summer, and people are telling that City have a contract on table for Sterling, but Sterling is not interested in accepting that, and he want at 27. Sterling feels that he deserves more game time. It's not about the salary or anything like people are speculating. With Raheem Sterling, he's always loved City and all of that. But it's about the playing time. Especially reports from quite reliable sources are telling in the two Champions League semi-finals, if you remember, Pep didn't start Sterling. Sterling only came on in extra time in the second leg when City had almost lost the tie then, and also against Aston Villa, Sterling didn't start. That was a crucial finale for the Premier League. Sterling only came on at the end. I know Sterling played a very decisive part for the assist, but the thing here is Sterling is not happy with the amount of game time that he had last season, and especially now with Julian Alvarez coming in, which means he'll have to fight. I mean, no one is gonna take the striker position away from Haaland. That is clear here. And Foden and Grealish will fight for the left flank. So at the right flank, it's almost Riyad Mahrez, Julian Alvarez, Raheem Sterling. So Sterling is thinking he'll already have to fight with two players. And there is the possibility of Cole Palmer coming in as well, because Cole Palmer is, like we have discussed so many times on this channel as well, Cole Palmer is out of the under 23s, out of the league of the under 23s and all. He has outgrown them, Cole Palmer and James McAtee. So literally Sterling is competing against three players here, three players who can be genuinely touted as some of the best players in their position, in Mahrez and even Julian Alvarez on the right wing. So Sterling, and just compare this to where he'll be going. For example, he's been linked to Barcelona. At Barcelona, does he have any competition on the right wing? I do not know. Ousmane Dembele also leaving them, and it's much open there for Raheem Sterling. At Real Madrid, who plays at the right? Vinicius Junior, he plays on the left. So who plays at the right for Real Madrid? Fede Valverde is there. He generally plays when Madrid need more defensive cover. Rodrigo doesn't start much game. So here Sterling is getting interest from clubs who are potentially ready to pay his 50-55 million, that is the price I think roundabout Sterling will go for if he wants to go. And he notices the spaces over there, and at 27 Sterling is at his prime, and he's getting is literally getting linked to clubs, and I'm pretty sure there are offers from them as well, clubs like Madrid and Barcelona, where there are spaces as well. And also it would suit Ancelotti's system even more. For example, at Real Madrid, if I'm talking to Sterling, Vinicius Junior, Sterling, Benzema, a very attacking trio, a team that loves to play on counter attacks, it would suit Sterling's game more here than maybe what Pep is trying to do, I think. And he'll assuredly start most of the games. Raheem Sterling, he'll start at least 80-90% of the games at both these clubs. These rumors, people might say, are at a very early stage, but I think we're destined to lose Raheem Sterling this summer. Gabriel Jesus, it depends on who is willing to buy him. I know there's a dearth of strikers going around in Europe right now, because we have just heard the news that Sadio Mane is leaving Liverpool, so Liverpool are looking to bring in Darwin Núñez. United want a striker. I mean, I'm not for a moment saying Jesus will go to United, that is almost unthinkable, but United want a striker. Arsenal are looking for a striker. Spurs want someone who could play with Harry Kane, not as a backup, but who could play with Harry Kane as well. So there are a lot of clubs. Bayern Munich is on the lookout for a striker to replace Lewandowski. So I do think we can move on both Gabriel Jesus and Raheem Sterling as well in this transfer season, because there's a dearth of a striker, and Gabriel Jesus is very, very good. His movement, his passing, he would be the perfect striker for Arsenal. Mikel Arteta. The only thing with Gabriel Jesus is at City. I mean, when Gabriel Jesus burst onto the scene, everyone has been comparing Gabriel Jesus to the phenomenon, to Ronaldo, and Ronaldo himself has come in and said, I see a lot of attributes like mine in Gabriel Jesus. The only thing is finishing. And Ronaldo is called as the phenomenon because of his finishing. Adriano is called as the emperor because of his finishing. It's not the pressing, the movement and all. But Gabriel Jesus, I think he lacks that finishing touch, because if Gabriel Jesus had that finishing touch, then I think Gabriel Jesus would be at the level of Mbappe, Haaland. That there's no doubt, because if you see Mbappe's game, if you see Haaland's game, the strength is not as much in dropping back and doing all of those stuff, pressing and all. But Gabriel Jesus is proficient in that. The good finishers, and I think that is where Gabriel is lacking. And it's unfortunate that is the part that a striker is judged on. You might not press well, you might not drop back and pass well, but if you can score those goals, if you can put away those chances, no one will care about the mistakes you did in pressing and passing and all of those things. Gabriel Jesus, let us be really clear, Gabriel Jesus has missed a lot of open chances along with Sterling with his time at City. So I think to move on to the next level, we need ruthless finishers, and that's what Pep has identified, and that's why he is looking to move on Sterling and Jesus. But I mean, I know we have gone a bit off topic here, but Rafael Leao for me. So Raheem Sterling, if Raheem Sterling goes, Pep wants to bring in Rafael Leao to City. And I mean, the asking price for Rafael Leao is around £80 million. Are City willing to spend roughly around 80-90 million pounds in a second consecutive summer? Especially seeing the wages of Haaland, and we have spent 100 million for Jack Grealish. I mean, but if you look at it in this perspective, Sterling going will give you a 50 million, right? Gabriel Jesus will at least give you around about 40-45 million, right? Even he might give 50. So there is your asking price for Rafael Leao. So I mean, people are telling this is a long shot and thing, but I think this is very much possible if City can move on Gabriel Jesus and Raheem Sterling this summer, because we are not going to spend a penny out of our pocket. It's all recouped in the transfer fees. And my God, let us just speak a little bit about Rafael Leao. He is like the next level of Raheem Sterling, just like Haaland is 3-4 levels above Gabriel Jesus. Rafael Leao is the next level of Raheem Sterling. He's very explosive from the off, and he just likes to. His movement is close to what you'll get from Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling might not be the best finisher, but what you'll get from Raheem Sterling is that movement that bamboozles defenders, that movement that you can't defend against. There are some strikers like Haaland, for example. You can't the goalkeepers can't stop their finishes. For example, sometimes even from the edge of the box. It's the same almost in terms of movement for Raheem Sterling. The way he moves around the box, the way he dummies defenders, and Rafael Leao has got all of that, which Raheem Sterling has: the pace, the incredible movement, the energy, and all. And in addition to that, he has got hawk-like finishing. He's so sharp in all of his finishing, Rafael Leao. I mean, it's a very big thing for the sporting director of Milan coming out and saying he's an untouchable player. So that really means that you're at the very top of your game. Well, it's already mouth-watering if I can imagine Foden, Haaland, and not Foden. If Rafael Leao comes, might be. Foden could be moved into the midfield, and you could look at a trio of Haaland, Alvarez, and Rafael Leao. That would be the holy trinity. That could be the most devastating trinity footballers ever seen. I mean, people could criticize me here, but it could be potentially better than that trinity of Messi, Suarez, and Neymar. That, I mean, it could honestly be better than that if we could get this Haaland, Alvarez, and Rafael Leao trinity together with the midfield of Foden and Kevin De Bruyne behind them, supplying them, and maybe put in Bernardo Silva as well, with Rodri as the DM. I mean, if Rafael Leao comes, I think the transition is complete for me. The transition is absolutely complete. If we can bring in Cucurella, Rafael Leao, and Calvin Phillips in this summer, I think the transition is complete, because we are getting Jan Couto at right back already. So I mean, people are thinking, okay, this excellent Pep team, when will be the next big transition? The transition will be complete this summer if we can achieve those targets: a left back, a DM as a to rotate with Rodri and Rafael Leao, because that would elevate our team to the next level. That would mean that you will have ruthless players in each position, ruthless players according to across the front three, ruthless players in De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Foden, Rodri, Calvin Phillips in defense, Walker, Cancelo, Cucurella, Laporte, Stones, Diaz, and in defense. Wow, if we could complete those transfers this summer, this City team could rival the Galacticos that Real Madrid has. The City team could rival that famous AC Milan team, which 2005-2007, which won the Champions League twice under Ancelotti. This City team, if we could get these transfers, could come very close to that famous Milan team under Arrigo Sacchi. So we can just be on the verge of history if we can get. If we can move on Jesus and Sterling and bring in Rafael Leao and the left back. That is because I do think that we can never win the Champions League. I mean, never say never, but with Sterling and Jesus, I do, because that sharpness is somewhere missing. We have been discussing this throughout, I think, but this is so essential to put across the reasons why we lost against Madrid, the reasons why we were dumped out against Lyon the season before, the reasons why we got out on the quarterfinals against Spurs. A lot of those things are related to the lack of our sharpness, the lack of that sense of goal, I would say. And I would not blame the players because they're true professionals. They train hard, but that is not something you can actually teach on a training ground. Where to be, how do you get that sense of goal, how to finish? You can't teach it on a training ground. It is something you develop. It is something you get a sense of as you develop as a young player, as you play different levels of football. That is why strikers is so great. That is why, because they smell blood. Gundogan, for example, he smells blood. He really smells danger. And also in another interesting piece of news regarding the transfers of Cucurella, Calvin Phillips, especially these two transfers, we are at the top in terms of the odds given by the bookies. We are odds on favorites to sign Calvin Phillips as well as Cucurella. I really want Cucurella come in. Calvin Phillips, I understand. Even if we don't sign him, it's fine. I understand because Rodri is just 25, and I know we have to replace Fernandinho, but maybe you could groom Romeo Lavia and things like that. Tommy Doyle coming back, Jack Grealish could maybe play in that role. We do not know. Pep might use. I mean, you never know. Pep could maybe use a Jack Grealish or Bernardo Silva sometimes in that deep lying midfielder role, the Pirlo role famously, because we should remember that Pirlo's role was as an attacking midfielder before Carlo Ancelotti switched him, asked him once, do you want to play? Do you want to get the ball of the opposition and start attacks? Do you want to start dictating play? And then Pirlo started playing as a deep lying midfielder. There can be no surprise if Pep converts a Phil Foden or even a Jack Grealish into that deep lying midfielder role. So I do think there are many possibilities, but the intriguing thing for me is how will Pep play Jack Grealish next season, and where will he fit into Bruyne? Because Pep gave indications this season that Phil Foden needs to control the tempo of the game even more if he needs to play in the midfield. So maybe Pep has given us enough of an indications. Pep has thought a lot that Foden will be going into the midfield this season, which means on the left probably Pep would play Jack Grealish and Alvarez on the right and things like that. But then again the question comes, where will James McAtee play and where will Cole Palmer play? Questions I honestly don't have any answer for, because it's quite a fascinating situation with this, because Cole Palmer and James McAtee they have crossed the level of the under 23s. You either loan them to another club or you start them in the first team. Maybe not regularly, but they get some minutes coming on in the 70th minute and things like that, like your blooded Phil Foden, because these two players are ready to burst onto the scene and take the Premier League by storm. James McAtee and Cole Palmer. Will be interesting how Pep uses them in the preseason. That will reveal a lot for us. So interesting piece of transfer news. This transfer window is going to be huge. I think it will be very exciting. It looks like all the teams have money. Spurs have 150 to 200 million pounds. Chelsea will spend big. Newcastle will spend big. United will spend around 200 million pounds. Everyone will look to strengthen. And it's good that we have moved quickly for Haaland. So we have again set the race. We have again set the ball spinning in the transfer market, and that is what I like about us. We are efficient. We are fast. We are like very fast on the pace on it. We are on it right from the edge, and it was something interesting that the chairman said in his interview as well yesterday, that we won the title, and the chairman, Tixiki Bagaristan, CEO Ferran Soriano, Pep, everyone were celebrating the title. It was just 2 hours after we won the title, and Pep, he was sudden, and Pep and all of them, Ferran Soriano, Tixiki Bagaristan, the chairman, everyone just started discussing about next season. What should be the strategies for next season and all that. that is how much of a vision people in this club have, right from the CEO to the transfer director to the coach to the chairman, everyone. That is the fascination which the management, right from the bottom to top has. That is the, I mean, dedication, I would say. That is the better word, dedication they have towards the club, because we have won 2 Premier League titles in a row, and yet you have all of this top hierarchy discussing how should we go about next season. That is how you be champions. That is how you go there year on and year out, competing at the elite level of all of the competitions, competing in the deeper stages of all of the competitions, be it be the FA Cup, Champions League, and all. That is how you win 2 leagues back to back. This is the pace, this is the thought, this is the dedication with which you have to, this is the inspiration with which you have to work, and that is why City is at this level, honestly. And we are seeing all the clubs around us struggling, lacking this kind of inspiration. We are seeing clubs like United, for example, lacking this kind of inspiration, having issues in communication, for example, from between the transfer director and between the coach and all. We're seeing this in clubs like United, but thank God we don't have that. And also another thing, I feel this transfer window will be aced by the team whose scouting network is really good, really efficient, and I'm sure that we have a very good scouting network, the connections and all. Julian Alvarez was an excellent scouting success, I would say, and we moved fast for him, and United and other clubs didn't do so. That's another excellent signing, Julian Alvarez. Anyway, Rafi, let me know what do you guys think about Rafael Leao in the comments below. And anyway, take care, and I hope you've enjoyed the show. If you've enjoyed the show, please click on the like button and also the bell icon and the subscribe button so that you get notifications whenever I post new videos. And see you all guys again.